What should you do when you run out of arguments? You might think it's a dead end, but far from it. Start to act offended. Here's an example. It's impossible to discuss serious matters with you. Your behavior makes it impossible to continue this discussion. Provoking a conflict in this manner seemingly takes the pursuit of truth off the table, allowing you to move beyond the bounds of the debate. This tactic is commonly used when someone is losing an argument or cannot find a way to effectively rebut their opponent's points. By shifting the focus from the argument itself to the emotions and behaviors of the people involved, it's possible to sidestep the need to present a logical or persuasive case. However, it's important to recognize that this tactic is, in fact, a form of manipulation. It relies on emotional appeals and distraction rather than rational, evidence-based reasoning. As such, it's crucial to be aware of this strategy when engaging in debates or discussions, and to be prepared to address it if it arises. One way to counteract this tactic is to remain calm and focused on the topic at hand. By refusing to engage in emotional exchanges and continuing to present well-reasoned arguments, you can maintain the integrity of the discussion and prevent it from devolving into personal attacks or emotional manipulation. Another approach is to acknowledge the other person's feelings without allowing them to derail the conversation. For example, you might say something like, "I understand that you're feeling frustrated, but I believe it's important to continue discussing this issue so that we can come to a better understanding." By validating the other person's emotions while simultaneously reiterating the importance of the discussion, you can help to diffuse tension and steer the conversation back on track. Research in the field of psychology has explored the effects of emotional manipulation on interpersonal interactions. In a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers found that people who employed emotional manipulation tactics were often perceived as less trustworthy and less likable by their conversation partners. This finding underscores the importance of being aware of manipulation tactics and taking steps to counteract them in order to maintain healthy, productive dialogue. Additionally, a study published in the journal Psychological Science revealed that individuals who were better at detecting emotional manipulation were less likely to fall victim to it. This highlights the importance of developing the skills necessary to recognize and respond to manipulative tactics in order to protect yourself and maintain the integrity of your conversations. To further illustrate the potential consequences of emotional manipulation, consider the following scenario. You're having a disagreement with a friend about a sensitive topic. As the conversation progresses, it becomes clear that your friend is running out of logical arguments to support their position. Instead of conceding the point or seeking common ground, they begin to act offended, accusing you of being insensitive or uncaring. This sudden shift in focus from the substance of the argument to your character or intentions can be disorienting and may make you feel guilty or defensive. In this situation, it's essential to recognize that your friend is attempting to manipulate the conversation by appealing to your emotions rather than presenting a logical case. By maintaining your composure and refocusing the discussion on the topic at hand, you can resist the influence of emotional manipulation and work towards a more constructive resolution. It's also important to be aware of the potential for manipulation in professional settings. For example, a coworker may use emotional appeals or distractions to gain an advantage in a negotiation or to deflect attention away from their own shortcomings. In these situations, it's critical to remain objective and to evaluate the situation based on the facts, rather than allowing emotions to dictate your decisions. In order to better understand the mechanisms behind emotional manipulation, it's helpful to examine the psychological principles that underpin this behavior. One key concept is the idea of cognitive dissonance, which occurs when an individual experiences discomfort or distress as a result of holding two or more conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes. Emotional manipulation often exploits cognitive dissonance by creating a sense of tension or unease, which the manipulator then attempts to alleviate by shifting the focus of the conversation or appealing to the target's emotions. Another relevant psychological principle is the concept of emotional contagion, which refers to the phenomenon whereby individuals unconsciously catch and mirror the emotions of those around them. Manipulators may exploit emotional contagion by deliberately projecting strong emotions such as anger, sadness, or fear in order to influence the emotional state of their target and ultimately sway their opinions or decisions. In light of these psychological principles, it's clear that emotional manipulation can be a powerful and insidious tool for controlling and influencing others. However, by developing an awareness of these tactics and honing your ability to recognize and respond to them, you can protect yourself from their potentially harmful effects. One effective strategy for building resilience to emotional manipulation is to cultivate emotional intelligence, which encompasses a range of skills and abilities related to understanding, managing, and expressing emotions. By developing your emotional intelligence, you can become more adept at recognizing your own emotions and those of others, allowing you to navigate interpersonal interactions with greater insight and confidence. Another useful technique is the practice of mindfulness, which involves cultivating a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. By cultivating mindfulness, you can develop the ability to observe and acknowledge your own emotions without becoming overwhelmed or reactive, allowing you to maintain a more balanced and objective perspective in the face of emotional manipulation. In addition to these personal strategies, it's important to cultivate a supportive and empathetic social network. Surrounding yourself with friends and loved ones who share your values and respect your boundaries can provide a valuable source of support and validation in the face of manipulation or other challenging interpersonal dynamics. In conclusion, while it might be tempting to resort to emotional manipulation when you run out of arguments, doing so can be counterproductive and damaging to your relationships. Instead, strive to engage in open, honest, and evidence-based discussions, and be prepared to address manipulation tactics if they arise. By developing your emotional intelligence, practicing mindfulness, and fostering a supportive social network, you can resist the influence of manipulators and maintain the integrity of your conversations. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insights and valuable content. Together, we can learn to communicate more effectively and foster healthier, more productive conversations in all aspects of our lives.